guys, welcome back to TLC Tuesdays. Today, let's talk about the living room. So the living room probably had the biggest transformation. It is combined with the dining room and kitchen and the videos that I've already done. If you haven't already caught those, I'll leave the links below. You might want to go watch those first so you can kind of get an idea from beginning to where we are now, how much things have progressed and changed and transformed. If you don't already, please like this video. Please subscribe to our channel and continue joining us on this journey together. We love having you here with us. Thank you so much for your support. We truly appreciate it. So today, let's talk about the living room. So as you can see here, this is from the first video when I was talking about the foyer. So this is as soon as you walk in the front door. This right here is one of the two living rooms that we're going to combine. And this space right here in this doorway, as I talked about in the last video, the first video, about how we turned this space where this doorway is, we closed it off and we blocked that space off to now be the walk-in master closet, because this wall right here is the master bedroom. So it was perfectly set up to just make that the closet in the master because it did not have a walk-in closet. So keep that in mind, that this is going to be closed off and turned into the master closet. This is looking into the dining room. As you can see, this wall here, this wall here, this wall will be closed in. So remember those things of how closed off all this looks. All right, here's as soon as you go through this way right here, this is that first living room right here. So you can see it was a great size living room. It's just plain, it's just four walls living room, nothing special. What is special is in the other living room with this gorgeous fireplace that was sitting all by itself in this tiny space that you could probably barely fit a love seat in and still have good walking space and not feel super claustrophobic. One tip I want to give you right now before I forget is document your transformations from beginning, during, and end. You want to be able to look back and remember how much progress you made, and not only to induce the feelings of pride and joy and gratefulness of the progress that you've made, but just to be able to go back and show yourself, remind yourself what you went through, and show others, because it truly is amazing to see these things, happen, and to be able to look back on that when you've lived in it for a while and you kind of begin to forget what it looked like before. I know I have. Looking back to these pictures, I can't believe what this house looked like. I remember, but I don't remember. So this is going through this doorway into that second tiny living room that has the fireplace in it. You can see the fireplace with that photo right there. So you can see these walls and how it separates it. It's just a tiny regular size door frame. All right, and this is that door frame coming into this room. This is standing at the sunroom doors, looking towards the kitchen. And if you saw in the last video, this wall is now a half wall. And it opened up the kitchen to the living space. And then remember that right here, these top 4 layers of bricks, the space above the fireplace wasn't big enough to mount a TV. And to me, my personal preference is I hate it when TVs are off to the side. I like everything to be centered, and not only for like the comfort of when you're sitting, you don't want to have to be like turned sideways or awkwardly trying to look at the TV. So I wanted it above the fireplace for, design and comfort and all the things. So later you'll see in pictures that we actually took these top 4 layers of bricks off and we built a custom mantle thing to encase the fireplace, because it doesn't even have a mantle on it. We couldn't have set anything on top of it. It was just plain and pretty flat to the wall. So there was multiple reasons to do that. Okay, so here's looking from the fireplace into the living space. So through this door is the dining room. This wall is here, and that's the living room back in there. So you'll see that open up in just a minute as well. So here's the progress of foyer, looking into all these walls, coming down and seeing how it's beginning to open up. There's our adorable son Case. They were super champs. They helped us. They had fun doing it. They got to tear walls down and pick up trash and wear gloves. They love to do that, and they love to just know that they're helping. So it was super fun doing this as a family. So you can see this framework is going up for the master closet, for that part of the living room to now become the master closet. All these walls are taken out, beginning to take shape. And then this is from the kitchen into that fireplace room. This is when we're doing the ceilings, taking that popcorn ceiling off. And then you can see these doors here into the sunroom. It actually wasn't air conditioned space. So we opened that up, sealed that room off so that it was, because it was just a screen door to the outside. So it was letting, air, heat and air go in and out. So we took these glass doors off, which made it part of the air conditioned space now. We sealed the room off to make it good and insulated and all that. And it became part of the house. So we added square footage to this house, which always helps bring value up if you're looking to do things and try to keep the future in mind of, are you bringing value to your house? Are you going to be able to get your money back out of it? Or are you just doing it for the sake of, while we live here, we want it to be the way we want it to be, and you don't care about the value? That's totally your decision. Go for it. So here's, the drywall's in, the walls that are coming out are out. We're, starting to get things moving along. Just some other views here of the progress and the mess and the chaos that was ensued during this process. So here's this view. The door to the master bedroom is now there. The drywall is not in yet there. And then we hung the drywall ourselves. We did hire professionals to mud it and finish it off because we soon realized that that was not a job for us to tackle. And just some more photos of progress so that you can always appreciate the afters way more when you remember what it was like to go through it. So as you can see, the closet is now drywalled in, so everything is pretty much the way it's going to be. It just needs to be finished off. Those finishing touches. Just some views. So here's us taking those. That's my brother Drew. He helped us a lot on this project, thank goodness. And so those 4 top layers coming down, and drywall on that end, getting ready to do the new mantle. We sprayed the house, so because we were, really gutting the house and starting from scratch, we actually spray painted ceilings and walls with the spray machine, which made it faster, but you really only want to do that if you want to tape everything off, or if you're like us and it doesn't matter if overspray gets on anything, because nothing it could ruin, because nothing's permanent. So that worked for us, made it a lot faster. It was kind of fun too. So we're starting to get the floors done. And this night when we're doing the floors, the next day the movers were bringing all of our stuff to the house. So we were kind of in craze mode. TJ was working a full-time job while we were renovating this house. So he was working all day, and we would stay up till 2, sometimes 4 in the morning, just trying to get stuff done because we were on a time crunch because we knew when our stuff was going to arrive. I think we had like a few weeks time to kind of get to this point where the floors would be done so that the boxes could all be put on the floors, and we wouldn't have to be moving stuff around all the time to, move it off the old floors onto the new floors so we could put the new floors in and back and forth and all that. So we wanted as much of this to be done before our stuff arrived. So this is the night before, and we stayed up super late just trying to get as much done as we could. It was quite interesting. So there's a bigger space of the floor, so things are starting to look finished. Lights are in, walls are painted, things are looking cleaner because we now have nice clean floors. I cannot tell you how much this phase meant to me because I never walked around the house without shoes on because there was dust and paint residue and all kinds of stuff all over the floor. The only clean spot in the house, which was barely staying clean because we were tracking stuff everywhere, was our 2 bedrooms, where we tried to keep it clean for the kids so they had a place to go and a place for us when we went to sleep, until we absolutely had to go to those rooms. So here's our stuff. Our stuff is moved in, and this is what we were working with for probably a few more weeks before we even started to truly unpack anything, because as you can see, floors are not done. The kitchen wasn't even done. So if you watched the kitchen video, you saw the transformation that was in that room. So all these things that are not done. So we had to kind of live in and out of boxes for a little while as well, walking through paths as much as we could do to keep working. So now we're going to get to befores and afters. So I'm going to show you the before first, which is the best, so you can be refreshed on what we started at and where we are today. So here's the foyer looking into dining room and living room. This is the after from the front door. So as you can see, this is a huge opening into this dining room here. You can see perfectly into the living room. This is now here in place of the entryway that was into that one living room, and that is now the master closet behind that. Here is looking on towards the dining room, and there's just another view of what it looks like now. So just way more open door frame. Walls are out. Lights weren't really on when I took these pictures, but I mean, as you can see, it's just so bright and cheerful in all of our spaces now because so much natural light is flowing from front to back. So it's really great. Here's looking from the dining room table into our living room. So as you can see, this big, beautiful bookcase my brother built for us, custom made. We designed it, he built it and installed it. And that is backed up to the wall that is now the master closet back in the back. It was just a huge blank wall. And so I just felt like the best thing to do was, since this house doesn't have a lot of storage, as well as I've always wanted a built-in bookcase, this seemed like a good thing to do on that huge empty wall. So down here below, someone could install cabinet doors. I didn't want to because this is my kids' toys right now, and there's no reason to have those doors slamming all the time, open and closed. So we kept it open, but there's room for someone to add something to work better with their circumstances. So if they need storage, this bookcase is a perfect additional storage in this house. That created a little bit of an X factor to this house, a little bit of custom, a little extra design, something to really make it a little special for whoever buys it from us in the future. Just a wider view of just seeing everything just truly open. And here's a before of looking into the living room as soon as you came to the foyer. Another view, and then now that's what we look at now. So before, you would have been staring at this wall, this one tiny window in that space, and you can't see the fireplace. Now you can see the fireplace. As you can see, there's the custom mantle now in place and totally open, super bright and cheerful. Like I've said in past videos, choosing paint colors, furniture colors, floor colors, all those things really come into play on what the space makes you feel. Even if you do all this work, but the things that you put in it don't complement it, then it's still going to feel either dark and heavy or too bright and too cheerful and kind of blinding. So definitely, making sure that you're thinking through those things as you're making paint color choices and floor color choices and all those things. So just another angle. There's where you can see the fireplace as you saw before. Another view of all that. This is looking from the fireplace back towards the dining room and entry into the front door. And that's what you look at now. Wider view. Now you can actually see the front door. You can see the table. You can see everything. It's gorgeous and I love it. And then you can see a good view of the bookcase there in the back. And just another angle. And then here's looking towards the kitchen. And there's not the same angle, but now you can see those doors are off. That's our schoolroom / sunroom. We, like I said, made that into actual square footage part of the house. And yeah, so that's it, guys. This is the living room, dining room, kitchen, and foyer all covered now. I am super excited to see you again next week on TLC Tuesday to look at the next space on the list. And we will be moving to the sleeping side of the house, so bedrooms and bathrooms, which also were pretty incredible transformations as well. So please please subscribe, continue to walk this with us. We truly love and appreciate your support, and I look forward to seeing you next week on TLC Tuesdays. Bye, guys.